Washington, D.C. is situated on the east coast of the USA, along the banks of the Potomac River. The city has an area of just under 70 square miles, but it sure packs a lot in. Washington was founded as the nation's capital in 1791. As soon as you land here, you get a sense of the power and history that this metropolis represents. Most visitors start at the National Mall, a 2-mile green strip often referred to as the nation's front lawn. Clearly, there's no shopping to be done at this mall. What it does offer is a sweep of the country's most famous monuments and museums all in one place. Begin your tour of the mall at the Zero Milestone, the proposed reference point for distances on all U.S. maps. To the north, you'll see America's most famous residence, the White House. To the south stands the Washington Monument. Rising 555 feet, this marble obelisk is the centerpiece of the National Mall. The U.S. Capitol Building, on top of Capitol Hill, is the nation's seat of federal government. Rest a while by the reflecting pool. Surrounded by America's most iconic tributes to its heroes and founding fathers, it's easy to let your mind wander back through the various chapters of America's history. Nestled in
The Niagara Falls are located on the border of Ontario Province, Canada, and New York State, USA. The water flows from the Great Lakes, the world's largest surface freshwater system, all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean. See one of the world's most awe-inspiring displays of the power of nature from the sky, from the foaming river below, or even from within arm's reach. The Niagara River connects Lake Erie with Lake Ontario, but before it gets there, the water plunges down almost 170 feet in a straight drop. The volume of water that comes tumbling over the crest is overwhelming. Almost 170,000 cubic meters of water, that's 6 million cubic feet, thunders over these combined falls each minute during the fall's peak hours. Most people don't realize this until they get there, but there are actually 3 waterfalls. East are the American Falls and the narrow Bridal Veil Falls. Then you've got Goat Island, and to the west is the impressive Canadian Horseshoe Falls, the widest and most powerful of them all. Glide over the river or explore the many other vantage points to see the water plummet into the depths below. The resulting plume of mist is visible from miles away. To feel its spray, board the Maid of the Mist. The first wooden steamboat took people to the falls as early as the mid-1800s, and while the maids are now made out of steel, the excitement during this half-hour cruise has changed little since. If you want to get as close to the curtain of water as you can, embark on a journey behind the falls and see and hear the water rush past right in front of you. Below the falls, the foaming water mass squeezes its way through a narrow gorge, creating the Whirlpool Rapids, which you can get to aboard a jet raft. Aside from nature, there is also plenty of family entertainment to be had under neon lights. Take the kids to visit the Niagara Skywheel and nearby themed attractions and arcades. Cross the Rainbow Bridge to the American side to see the Aquarium of Niagara in a serene environment, or stay on the Canadian side and enjoy the Niagara Parks Botanical Gardens. Niagara-on-the-Lake is only a short drive away. Visit this pretty 19th century village to browse boutique shops, play golf, or have lunch before you set out to explore Ontario's wine country. A shuttle bus or taxi can drop you back at the falls in no time. Scale the Skylon Tower to admire this glorious landscape once more. Less than a 2-hour drive from Toronto and only a taxi ride away from Buffalo Airport, getting to Niagara is easy. Their accessibility and splendor make the Niagara Falls one of the most photographed natural spectacles in the world. But of course, no picture can capture the thrill you feel and the roar you hear when you witness Niagara's astonishing power. An impression that will last a lifetime.
Welcome to the Walt Disney World Resort, just outside of Orlando, Florida. At over 40 square miles, it's big enough to hold all of your vacation dreams and then some. This Disney Parks vacation planning video will show you so much of the magic and so many of the memories in store for you and your family. And you'll also get plenty of helpful planning tips along the way. From choosing the very best Disney Resort hotel for your family size and your budget, to tickets and packages that may make things even more convenient for you. There are even special chapters on traveling with small children, and all there is to do if it's just the adults. Walt Disney World Resort is home to 4 incredible theme parks. This is Magic Kingdom Park, where 7 lands of fun, adventure, and magic await, including New Fantasyland. At Epcot, you'll do everything from soaring high above some pretty famous landmarks to going under the sea with Nemo and friends. Oh, and the nighttime spectacular at Epcot is something you've got to see to believe. Here's Disney's Hollywood Studios, where movie, music, and TV action burst to life. From an intergalactic Star Wars adventure, to Disney Pixar favorites, to the Muppets, you and your family are in for a smash hit of a day. Disney's Animal Kingdom Park, where you'll find Kilimanjaro Safari's Expedition. At over 100 acres, it's one of the largest Disney Parks attractions in the world. You'll also brave Expedition Everest and find plenty of Disney characters. You may even see a dinosaur or two. Walt Disney World Resort has not 1, but 2 amazing water parks. This is Disney's Blizzard Beach Water Park. Think of it as a ski resort that melted. And this is Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park, where you can do everything from snorkeling with sharks to riding the waves. You'll also get a look at Downtown Disney area, a vibrant collection of world-class restaurants, one-of-a-kind shops, and dazzling entertainment.
The greatest space adventure on Earth is about to begin for your family, and it starts on Florida's Space Coast at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex.
Lift off.
For more than 2 decades, Space Shuttle Atlantis was one of the workhorses of NASA's shuttle fleet. It orbited the Earth over 4,000 times, traveled a distance more than 500 times the distance from the Earth to the Moon, and was the last space shuttle to put Americans in orbit. And now, you can go nose to nose with Space Shuttle Atlantis at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Space Shuttle Atlantis is the only shuttle on display in the world with its payload doors open, just like on its mini missions, complete with a full-scale replica of the Hubble Space Telescope and a chance to learn about the shuttle program's 30-year history from a vantage point like no other.
When people ask me about Universal Orlando Resort, they want to know, are there things for young children to do? And how about attractions we can enjoy as much as the kids? Well, let me tell you, there's fun for the whole family. Let's start with the little ones. At Islands of Adventure, you can step right into the pages of Dr. Seuss on the whimsical rides and attractions of Seuss Landing. If you're like me, you grew up on these stories, so sharing them again with your children will be wonderful. Next door, at Universal Studios, you'll find Woody Woodpecker's Kids Zone, a whole area with rides, shows, and attractions made for kids and their families. Both parks also feature unique play areas, like Camp Jurassic, and Curious George Goes to Town, where kids can burn off some of that excess energy. Of course, you'll find rides for the thrill seekers in your family. Like The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Transformers, the ride, 3D. Incredible roller coasters, and more. Best of all,